Senator Mofaya is out. He had indicated that those of us that live in areas where we do not have banditry do not encounter these problems. But Madam Speaker, stock theft is present anywhere in Kenya where people keep animals. In our place, it's even worse, Madam Speaker, because you will find these very bad people, stock thieves, getting a dairy cow from somebody's. They will slaughter even cows that are in calf, Madam Speaker. And so this is not something that affects only areas where we practice nomadism, Madam Speaker. I'm encouraged very much about the identification of these animals, although, Madam Speaker, I'm also worried. What happens to an animal that is stolen at night and slaughtered the same night? Because even if it had an identification mark, even if it was registered, then we get a problem. However, Madam Speaker, looking at the bill in other later sections, there is also registration of carcasses. And that is why I feel compelled that this is a very good bill. Because the problem that we have been having, especially in our place, is where an animal or a group of animals, a number of animals are stolen at night, slaughtered at night, and meat transported to some areas, and the Bama market is notorious for this. But now with this bill, where, Madam Speaker, we will register even carcasses, I think it will be upon now our law enforcement officers to see to it that any carcass that is transported to all those areas, name them, City Market, Bama, that no carcass is transported to those market areas without the proper registration and documentation, because that is where we miss it out, Madam Speaker. And that we are also registering carcasses, that encourages me that this is a very good bill, Madam Speaker. I'm a little worried though, because the provisions of this bill provide for registration of animals that are 6 months of age and above. Although there is a proviso somewhere near the end that the CECM will come up with ways of registering animals that are under 6 months of age. Madam Speaker, I think it would be better if you can be able to make an amendment that we get also an express way, that we do not leave it to the opinion of the CECM or member, Madam Speaker, because then the theft could shift from grown animals to animals that are under 6 months of age. And so I think Senator Cheralge will look at that and maybe see whether he can sponsor an amendment of the same bill so that we properly cover animals that will be under 6 months of age, Madam Speaker. Now, Madam Speaker, going forward to look at the punishment that is prescribed for those that steal stock, I'm very encouraged, Madam Speaker, because it is 20 years for anyone who steals an animal, and that is if they did not use violence while stealing this animal. That if they use violence, because that is where I was very much interested, what happens to people, because the media is awash with news items of people, of these bandits who go kill even women, Madam Speaker, and steal animals. And I'm very encouraged once again that such a person, once convicted, will be jailed for life, because that is what we need. We need to have sentences that can deter those that plan and execute these plans of stealing animals, especially where they steal using violence and sometimes even kill people. Madam Speaker, I did not get enough time to read this bill, the provisions of this bill, but then I think we should also embark on a very serious program of action as relating disarmament of people that have illegal firearms, Madam Speaker. Because as long